And somebody would really give somebody $10,000 just to sign on with the company?
Absolutely. Again, the demand is there.
Hey, welcome to another episode of The Road to Freedom. My name again is Jonathan, and I'm the founder of a driving school called Driving Academy. And today we have a special guest, Steve from Extra Driver Leasing. Pretty much we created this show to show you, the viewer, who maybe you want to get a CDL license, maybe you already have a CDL license, on how a CDL can get you on your road to freedom, and all the different avenues that we can actually help you out with on what's out there for you once you do get a CDL license, and what are the opportunities for that. So Steve, first question for most of my guests is, does the CDL really get people to freedom?
Definitely, yes. 100%.
Nice. And how long have you been helping? Tell the viewers over here a little bit about yourself, about the company,
Sure.
your history.
I've been in the transportation and trucking industry for right around 20 years. With Extra Driver Leasing, I founded that in 2013. Been doing that since. Predominantly, we hire and employ CDL truck drivers.
Cool.
And they have a lot of flexibility by using a leasing service, and that way you get to explore different aspects of trucking.
Okay. Well, what made you get into this industry? Do you have a CDL?
I actually don't have a CDL, but I know how to manage a trucking company. I fell into it.
Okay.
By seeing ironically, a CDL driver wanted sign on the side of the road, sent my resume in, and I just fell into the industry. I went and I started at a CSR and kind of worked my way through. I developed a passion. This whole industry changes by the minute, quick thinking, and pretty much I developed a passion for the trucking industry, and I've been doing it since. And I love it.
So you said something about you saw an ad for drivers. That I've been telling people a while now that there's an extreme driver shortage in this country.
Yes.
Is that true?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. And what got you, out of all the different employment opportunities out there, what got you hooked onto transportation, onto drivers?
Again, it's a very unique industry where it changes by the minute. I love the operation side of it. What got me into the driver leasing side is that I saw an opportunity where I can obviously help drivers, employ drivers, run a really nice operation, and I also get to explore different sides of transportation. I work with flatbed companies, garbage haulers, food carriers, mail carriers, so I get to see a different side of trucking.
So for those people who are kind of bored and doing the same thing every single day, you'd probably tell them, hey, get a CDL license. There's so many different opportunities out there, right?
Definitely, yes, absolutely. A CDL, it's, a lot of people connect a CDL license with just driving a truck. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's predominantly what a CDL is, but you can go into so many different avenues with a CDL and just explore, and it's very lucrative. A CDL today, it's with the demand, it's gold.
We usually call a CDL license here another ATM card because it's a piece of plastic in their pocket that they can use to bring in that money, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I have drivers that are full-time photographers, musicians during the week. And because they hold a valid CDL license and they're a vetted out CDL driver, they actually run lows for us on the weekends, make extra money. On the weekends, summertime's coming up, they want to go on vacation. It's an avenue just to have extra money.
Very good. So if you're looking for a primary job, or maybe you have a job that you like, but you might not be there financially, you're saying a CDL is a great backup plan. Absolutely. And a great avenue to do that.
Absolutely. It's, a lot of companies run 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Okay. So if you have a CDL license and you have a part-time job, or you're in another field where you don't want to 100% commit to trucking, and you have that CDL, it's a great way to learn the industry, make money, and supplement your income.
Okay. And is it a hard job? Is it a difficult job?
In different segments, yes.
Okay.
It is difficult. But with that difficult job, it comes a better pay.
Of course.
Okay, so I have a customer that does a lot of environmental cleanups and stuff like that, and that particular job pays very well.
Okay.
Retirement benefits, everything's there. But you also have other trucking industries that, it's very, very easy work. You're hooking up a trailer and just dropping the trailer, delivering a load, and coming home.
So when it comes to payment, and pretty much from what I've seen in many different industries, you get paid off of the kind of problems that you can solve. So if you can solve bigger problems, that means you get paid higher. If you solve small little baby problems, you get paid lower. So if anybody can clean a floor, how much is that really going to pay? But if you're going into an industry that has a big need for drivers and qualified drivers, now your pay goes higher. Now if you're going into an industry where you're actually driving and you're doing some extra skills and you have some extra skill set, then your pay gets even higher from there. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I've seen in the last year or so the tables are turning. The power is in the CDL.
Really?
Whoever has that CDL license is pretty much in the driver's seat right now.
Nice.
It's absolutely a game changer with the economy. We're going through an economy right now that's rebuilding infrastructure, and with rebuilding, materials are moving, and without a truck moving, you can't build.
That's true.
It's pretty basic, and it's been a year, and we've seen a drastic turn in the industry right now.
So by turn, to clarify, you mean in the past, kind of the employers dictated everything that was happening. Now you're seeing the drivers being so valuable, where the employers are now asking them and bending the rules for drivers and that
Absolutely,
kind of stuff.
yes. There's a lot more companies are realizing that they need to give back, and they're realizing that they have to share the wealth.
Okay, so not keep all the profit.
Right, giving back, whether it be benefits or bonus pays,
Okay.
just stuff like that.
So you see drivers making more money, they're getting those benefits, medical benefits, retirement plans, even tuition reimbursements and different
Correct.
programs, sign-on bonuses.
Absolutely.
Can you explain the sign-on bonus for everybody? Now this is an expert. This guy, he employs a whole lot of drivers. He's helped a whole lot of drivers get employed. So this is definitely somebody that you want to talk to. We're going to give his full information throughout this interview. But if you don't have any more time, just let them know how they can find you.
Sure. The sign-on bonus is pretty simple. Some companies do make it complicated. With anything, a company wants to get their money's worth, right? So most companies sign a bonus. They'll say, okay, $10,000 sign a bonus, but that $10,000 is pretty much spread out in, let's call it a year.
Mm-hmm.
So every month of employment with that company, they'll disperse a piece of that sign-on bonus.
Okay, and that's a way for them to keep the driver for that year.
Retain the driver for the year. So I'm almost guaranteeing that driver for that period of time.
And somebody would really give somebody $10,000 just to sign on with the company?
Absolutely. Again, the demand is there. There's recent studies that shows that companies are losing pretty much whatever a driver's salary is, double that.
By not having the driver.
By not having the driver in that seat. So it's worth it for a company to pay $10,000 to a driver. When you really break that $10,000 down, it comes down to $800 and some dollars a month.
Okay.
And
that's on top of their pay.
Of their pay.
That's not including
right.
their pay.
And it's worth it because for a company to put an ad out there to get a CDL drivers, you spend it upwards of $6,000 a month.
Wow. Just for advertising.
For advertising, to hope to find a driver. So when you found that driver, it's very important that you keep that driver.
Okay, fair enough. So The only other place that I know that gives sign-on bonuses are like professional ball players, right?
Right.
So now, when you're a CDL driver, you actually are acting and you're treated like a professional ball player because everybody wants you. You're a valuable asset. And imagine making an extra $800 a month on top of the job that you're already doing just for staying with the company.
Absolutely.
And working for these companies. Are these companies hard, easy to work with?
For the most part, they're easy to work with. Again, the tables have changed a lot, so the companies are realizing, and you have the major players in the industry that are waking up and understanding that the driver is valuable. So it's very easy now to actually walk in, get a job, and start driving.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about your company in particular.
Sure.
How do so you hire drivers? They work for you, and then you help find the driver the best fit for them. I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
Cool. Tell the people here how that whole process works.
All right. So pretty much, we are a driver leasing company. I have a core group of trucking companies that are looking for drivers that really can devote 100% to going out and finding the driver. And we have drivers that are looking for work. Pretty much we're taking a survey of that driver and trying to find out what that driver really wants to do. Some drivers love working nights. Some drivers love getting up early in the morning. There's a lot of drivers that want to touch freight, and some guys don't want to touch freight.
What does that mean?
So touching freight is pretty much unloading the truck.
Okay.
All right. Some drivers just like to sit there, drive the truck back into the door, get a load, come back. Mm-hmm. So we're taking all those factors and building a profile on that driver.
Okay.
So we have a profile on the driver. We have a profile on the customer. We know what that customer job title entails, and we'll match that driver up.
So you're like a matchmaker.
Pretty much.
Nice.
And we it's a lot of flexibility. So you fill out one application, you get to try out like 3 or 4 different jobs.
Okay.
So if you report to work on a Monday and you really like that job, you could stay there for 6 months. If you report to work on Monday and it's really not what you want, we could for the most part send you to another customer.
Okay.
So cool. you do get a feel out the industry. So one customer might be a van driver, deliveries,
okay,
or you might have a flatbed company.
And for those people who don't know what van is those just normal box trailers that's out there. Flatbed is something that you usually transport construction equipment, but that's just a floor with no roof, no walls. All right. So why would somebody pick your company versus, say they got their CDL license? Why should somebody come to you versus just trying to find a job on their own?
It's the number one reason why a lot of drivers come to us. It's we make it very, very simple. We explain the industry in more detail. It takes an average about an hour and a half to about 2 hours to actually fill out a full-fledged DOT application.
Okay.
Now, if you take a day off from work, you're losing money, right? So you didn't get paid for the day, or you took a personal day or something like that. Now, you're gonna go to ABC Trucking and everyone down that line to try and get employment.
True. So it's an hour per job application.
Minimum.
Hour to 2 hours.
Minimum.
Okay.
And you're filling out an application and hoping that it's going to get to the right person.
Okay.
Or you're hoping to get an interview at that one time. With Extra Driver Leasing, we made the application process streamlined. You could actually get that done under 20 minutes.
Really?
Yes. We took a very, very complicated application and made it very simple. We're there to answer every question. This is what we do. We're a recruiting company. We run off of drivers. So we have to our due diligence to the driver. Now with that one application, which took 20 minutes, we can now explain over a half a dozen different jobs to you.
Really?
So now you're in the driver's seat again. You're picking from a list of companies, and you could be out the door with a job offer in under an hour.
Wow. So to kind of go over that, you can do it on your own. Take a full 8-hour day. You might be able to apply for 8 different jobs.
Right.
Right. It doesn't mean you're going to get hired. It doesn't mean you're going to have the interview. That's just filling out the application.
Absolutely.
They come see somebody like you. Take 20 minutes to fill out the application. They speak to a specialist at your company, and then you guys kind of match them to see what their best fit is, and they can apply to those same eight companies that you feel like would be the best fit for them.
Absolutely.
And all within an hour, they can actually leave with a job offer.
Yes.
So if you go with a person like you who's an expert, who's been around the block a while, they're saving a whole lot of time, a whole lot of frustration, right?
Yes.
Because imagine going through this process, getting hired by somebody, finding out that it's the wrong job. Now what do you have to do? Now you have to
Go back and do it again.
do it all over again. With you, if it's the wrong job, they just come up to you, you move on to the next.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So it saves a whole lot of time. It makes a whole lot of sense. Now, what kind of drivers do you look for?
Class A and B truck drivers.
Okay.
Strictly. We pride ourselves in the trucking industry. We don't do a lot of non-CDL stuff. We specialize in CDL Class A and B drivers.
Nice. And what kind of experience, what kind of requirements are you looking for to work for your company?
From right out of school to 5 years experience, we'll take.
Okay, cool. So if they graduated from a company, school like ours, or any other school out there, and they're looking for a job, you'll take them.
Absolutely. Yes, we have customers that in their insurance requirement have that built in.
Okay. So that whole myth that I hear a lot of people say, oh, you can't get a job until you get a year, or you have to go over the road. Is that true? Is that false? How's that work?
That's a 50-50. You're right.
Okay.
We predominantly that go over the road was about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Again, the table have changed. A lot of shippers, a lot of insurance brokers, trucking companies are realizing they need to attract new people into the industry. So a lot of these rules are being changed.
Okay. So that means if somebody's coming right out of school, maybe doesn't have too much experience, they can find a local job that pays decently well.
Absolutely.
And they can stay local. So then, because a lot of people fear before they get a CDL, oh, I don't want to go over the road. I don't have that kind of lifestyle. But now, because the tables have turned, they don't really have to worry about that.
Absolutely, yes.
Cool. Now, say a driver comes up to you and falls in love with the company that they're working for. Technically, they're still a temp driver working for that company. Is there a way where they can actually work for that company full time if they fell in love?
Absolutely. We have an agreement with all our customers, all our carriers, that if the match is perfect and that driver wants to transition over, in all our customer contracts, that driver is 100% allowed to transition over.
Oh, nice. So if somebody hooks up with a company like yours, they're not locked in.
Yep, correct. Absolutely.
Are all temp agencies or leasing driver companies the same with that, or not really?
Not typically. No. We're more of a relationship-based company. A lot of our drivers come from referrals, and because we've had a good reputation in the industry, a lot of drivers are getting our names out there and filtering drivers through, and that comes back by just doing the right thing. It's bottom line, just doing the right thing.
Nice. And that's pretty much the best way to do business now.
Yeah.
It's why keep everything for yourself? There's so much out there. And just if you help the guy do what he wants to do, then it's gonna come back to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Very cool. All right. So we talked about the benefits of hooking up with a company like yours. Right. Now, what he just said, not all leasing companies are created equal, right? So you definitely have to do your research. Tell them how to find you. What's the best way to contact you?
All right. So you could find us number one on the web at extracompanies.com. We are located at 2525 Brunswick Avenue, Linden, New Jersey, office 201. You can contact our recruiting department at 908-525-2858. Speak with Nicole. She'll be happy to explain any positions to you.
Nicole, be ready. You're going to get a lot of phone calls. All right, cool. What else does a person who's watching this have to know about the trucking industry? Say they have a job now. They don't know if they want to stay at their job. They want to change their jobs. What's going to kind of push them over the edge on getting a CDL?
opportunity, flexibility, and knowing that you have something valuable in your pocket, which is a CDL license. Knowing that you could move within any state pretty much and get a job. That's very unique to truck drivers. A lot of people they can't move. They're stuck in one position because
they're not free.
They're not skilled enough as a driver to move around. I spoke to a driver this morning that lived in Somerset, and he's like, "Listen, Steve, I'm going to Cathy. I think it's Cathy, Texas."
Okay.
And he wanted to know if I had any connections down there. And he was looking before he left, and I was like, I just did a quick search. I'm like, there's thousands of jobs down there, man. I think you're good. That's one of the unique things about having a CDL, that flexibility of moving.
Okay, so if you don't like the cold, go down south.
Yeah, there you go.
And you still got a job.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You don't have to learn a new skill or anything like that.
Absolutely. I would encourage. I've again been in this industry for well over 20 years, and it's a very lucrative industry, very dynamic. A lot of things are changing, and it's very exciting. You're in a cab, you're in a truck delivering. There's a lot of benefits to that.
Okay. Now, a company like yours, today alone, how many drivers could you hire right now?
Wow. Being very conservative, and this is very conservative, if 15 to 20 qualified CDL drivers walk through the door, I can hire them.
Wow.
That is the demand right now, today.
So today, the day that we're shooting this, there's 15 to 20 jobs available just off one company.
Just one company. I could walk you right into a Fortune 500 company right now that need about 12 drivers.
12 drivers.
Instantly.
And that's just another company, right?
Just instantly.
If you have your CDL license, whether you have experience, whether you don't have experience, you definitely want to talk to a guy like this. He's here to help you out. I'm sure you can tell he has the experience. He's been there a while. Tell somebody maybe who's been through your program one of your biggest success stories that you've seen, biggest transformations.
Biggest. I had a young lady that came to us about 3 years ago, and she had some problems in the past. She had a record, and we interviewed her, and we did the background checks, all the DOT qualification stuff you have to do, and ran an MVR, and it was borderline. And I could see why a lot of companies weren't hiring her, and we took her on. We took a chance on her. We brought her on, and she went to one of our customers and absolutely loved the job, and she actually worked at one of our customers. Customer liked her. She loved the job. And she transitioned into that customer, and it turns out she was one of the first woman truck driver to be hired by that particular company, and that company is a huge company, national company.
Wow.
And that was a very, very big accomplishment. But it took a chance. It's someone like us to actually sit there and look and it's
look
not that bad. Judge a person. You're not judging a person by black and white paper.
A piece of paper.
Right. You're judging them because they're a person and they want to they want to recover from something.
So if somebody like that with a criminal history or a bad driving record, if she tried to do that on her own, she probably wouldn't have been hired.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay. So even people with bad histories you can still help them out.
Yes, definitely. We help them out. That is done by case basis. It comes all with experience and
the relationships that you build.
Relationships that we build out through the years. Yes,
cool. So
absolutely.
if you kind of see the guy or the gal is a good fit, but he messed up in the past, it's not over for him.
Absolutely not.
Cool. Nice.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to that young lady itself, pay wise, how did her pay change throughout that process? So before she started with you to what she's making something like now.
Right. So she started with us at a very lucrative pay. And once she transitioned over to that customer, she actually got a raise. Company benefits, 401k.
What's lucrative? How much money did she make?
She started off with us at $22.50 an hour.
$22.50.
Yes.
So even with a bad record,
yes,
you still got her job making $22.50 an hour.
$22.50 an hour.
Wow.
You know, again, the tables are not changing. It's they're turning, and we're not here to take advantage. You know, a truck driver paid for a CDL license. They're out there in the elements. Without a truck driver, nothing's moving. And again, that comes back to now the company's giving back. Either it's more in pay, benefits, and stuff like that. We offered that amount to her.
Nice, very cool.
Yes.
So now she's making what do you think, $25 an hour?
She's right around right there. Yes.
Cool. So she's making $25 an hour. She's got benefits. She's got 401ks, the whole works.
Yep.
And even with the record, and this all happened because of pretty much you.
Because her coming through the doors, and we're sitting down talking to her.
So you pretty much changed your life.
Absolutely.
For the better.
Yes.
And
I would
her
hope
family's
so.
life and everybody else.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Well, that's very cool. So pretty much, as you can see, this is a real deal right here. Whether you are thinking about getting a CDL license, whether you have a CDL license, whether you're still going to school, if you have any questions, tell them again what's your phone number or your website so they can contact you.
Sure. It's extracompanies.com. Phone number is 908-525-2858. And the address is 2525 Brunswick Avenue, Linden, New Jersey. And you can check us out also on Facebook. Just pretty much Extra Driver Leasing.
Very good. So, and you see all the contact information on the bottom. Again, my name is Jonathan, and we're with the driving school called Driving Academy, and we have a mission of helping 1 million people get on the road to freedom. We're partnering up with people just like Steve here to help us get on that mission and to help you out, because we want you to be part of that 1 million. Because as you can tell from everything that you've heard today, CDL is true freedom. You can work anywhere that you want. The tables are turned. Now employers are fighting after you versus the other way around. So we end every single interview by saying Driving Academy will help you get on your road to freedom.
Driving Academy will help you get on the road to your freedom.
All right, brother. Thank you very much.
Thanks.